History of the Mongol Empire is one of the most remarkable and expansive stories in world history. From the rise of Genghis Khan in the early 13th century to the empire's eventual fragmentation in the 14th century, the Mongols profoundly reshaped the course of world events, connecting disparate cultures and societies across Eurasia. Here is a comprehensive history of the Mongol Empire, from its origins to its legacy. Origins of the Mongols, before 1200, nomadic roots. The Mongols originated from the Central Asian steppes, a vast treeless region stretching across parts of modern-day Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Russia, and China. The Mongols were part of a broader group of nomadic Turkic-speaking tribes. Historically, Central Asia has been home to a diverse array of nomadic groups, including the Xiongnu, Huns, Turks, and Kyrgyz, who were skilled in horse riding and archery. The Mongols, like other steppe tribes, led a mobile, pastoral lifestyle, living in yurts, portable tent homes, and they depended on horse herding as their main source of livelihood. Their warfare strategies and skill at riding horses would later become key to their success as conquerors. Rise of Genghis Khan, 1162 to 1206. Early life of Temujin. Temujin, later known as Genghis Khan, was born in 1162 near the Onon River in what is now Mongolia. He was born into the Burjigin clan, a minor aristocratic family, but his early life was marked by hardship. After his father, Yesuge, was poisoned, Temujin's family was abandoned by their tribe and left to fend for themselves. Temujin eventually united various Mongol tribes and established himself as a powerful leader. Unlike earlier tribal leaders, Genghis Khan promoted individuals based on merit rather than family connections, which helped him gain loyalty from his followers and distinguish himself from other Mongol chiefs. Unification of the Mongol tribes, 1206. In 1206, after years of warfare and diplomacy, Temujin succeeded in uniting the disparate Mongol tribes under his leadership. At a grand assembly, the Kurultai, he was declared Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler. Genghis Khan's leadership transformed the Mongol tribes from a collection of feuding nomadic groups into a cohesive and highly disciplined empire. His success was driven by military innovation, effective organization, and a system of governance based on loyalty and merit rather than birthright. The Mongol Empire's expansion, 1206 to 1260, conquests of Central Asia and the Khwarezmian Empire, 1219 to 1221. Genghis Khan's first major military campaign was the Khwarezmian Empire, located in modern-day Iran, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and parts of Afghanistan. In 1219, a Mongol trade caravan was massacred by the Khwarezmian Shah, Ala ad-Din Muhammad, which led Genghis Khan to launch a brutal retaliation. The Mongols systematically destroyed key Khwarezmian cities, including Bukhara, Samarkand, and Merv. The siege of Merv was particularly devastating, where thousands of civilians were killed. The campaign devastated the Khwarezmian Empire, and Genghis Khan's reputation as a ruthless and efficient conqueror spread across Eurasia. Invasions of the Jin dynasty, 1211 to 1234. After consolidating power in Central Asia, Genghis Khan turned his attention to the Jin dynasty in northern China. The Jin dynasty controlled much of northern China, including Beijing. In the 1210s and 1220s, the Mongols mounted a series of successful invasions, employing siege tactics and psychological warfare. The Mongols eventually took the Jin capital, Zhongdu, modern Beijing, in 1215, and over the next 2 decades, the Mongols systematically conquered the rest of the Jin dynasty. The Western campaigns, the Caucasus and Eastern Europe, 1220s to 1240s. After Genghis Khan's death in 1227, his successors, particularly his grandsons, continued his conquests. His grandson Batu Khan led the Mongols into the Caucasus and Eastern Europe. The Mongols invaded Kievan Rus, modern-day Ukraine, Russia and Belarus, and decisively defeated the Rus armies at the Battle of the Kalka River, 1223. In 1237 to 1240, the Mongols, led by Batu Khan and his brother Subutai, completed the conquest of Kievan Rus, and the Mongols established control over a vast portion of Russia. The Mongols also launched successful campaigns into Poland, Hungary, and Eastern Europe, although the Mongols did not conquer Western Europe, largely due to the death of the great Khan Ögedei in 1241, which led to the withdrawal of Mongol forces. The Mongol division, 1260s to 1300s. After Genghis Khan, division of the empire. Following Genghis Khan's death in 1227, the empire was divided among his 4 sons and grandsons. Ögedei Khan became the Great Khan and ruled over the central part of the empire, including Mongolia and China. Batu Khan ruled over the Golden Horde in the west, encompassing parts of modern-day Russia, Ukraine, and Kazakhstan. Chagatai Khan controlled the Chagatai Khanate, which spanned much of Central Asia. Kublai Khan, another grandson of Genghis Khan, ruled China and eventually founded the Yuan dynasty in 1271. The rise of Kublai Khan. Kublai Khan, Genghis Khan's grandson, was one of the most prominent figures in Mongol history. He completed the conquest of China by defeating the Song dynasty in 1279, and he established the Yuan dynasty, marking the first time that China was ruled by a non-Han dynasty. Kublai Khan's reign marked the peak of Mongol power in East Asia, and he was also a patron of the arts, promoting trade and communication along the Silk Road, and even welcoming Marco Polo, the Venetian explorer, at his court, Ilkhanate in Persia. Meanwhile, the Mongol Empire's western territories, particularly Persia, modern Iran, were controlled by Hulagu Khan, another of Genghis Khan's grandsons. Hulagu defeated the Abbasid Caliphate in 1258, sacking Baghdad, the capital of the Islamic world, and ending the Golden Age of Islam. The Ilkhanate, as this Mongol state was called, ruled over Persia and parts of the Near East until the 14th century, when it began to decline due to internal strife and the spread of Islam among the Mongols. Decline and fall of the Mongol Empire, 14th to 15th century, fragmentation and internal struggles. As the Mongol Empire expanded, it became increasingly difficult to govern due to its vast size and the different cultures and languages within its borders. The successors of Genghis Khan often faced succession crises, and the empire split into smaller states known as khanates. The Golden Horde in Russia and Ilkhanate in Persia both began to disintegrate in the 14th century due to internal struggles, invasions, and the spread of the Black Death. Kublai Khan's Yuan dynasty in China was overthrown in 1368 by the Ming dynasty, marking the fall of Mongol rule in China, the fall of the Mongol Khanates. By the 15th century, the once unified Mongol Empire had splintered into competing states, and the Mongol Empire ceased to exist as a unified entity. Despite this fragmentation, the Mongols left a lasting legacy in the regions they conquered, particularly in Russia, China, and Persia. Legacy of the Mongol Empire cultural exchange and the Silk Road. The Mongols revitalized the Silk Road, promoting trade and cultural exchange between East and West. The movement of people, goods, ideas, and technologies accelerated, leading to a period of globalization. Military innovations. The Mongols were renowned for their military innovations, including the use of cavalry and siege warfare, which influenced military strategies worldwide. Impact on Russia-Mongol rule in Russia, known as the Tatar yoke, profoundly influenced the political development of Russia. The Russian principalities, particularly Muscovy, later used Mongol administrative systems and centralized power as a model for their own rule.